competition tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to round 3. Let's tell the players that they are good to go, and let's dive into this round 3 action. Looks like Male kept a hand of 3 power, a Defile, no one to hold him, Grenadin, Drone, and a Blight Pass Smuggler. On the other side of things, Spiffirific keeping 3 power, a Valiant Guardian, Sandstorm Titan, Tokas, and a Banish. Man, Tokas into Sandstorm Titan feels like I'm playing 2019-2020 Eternal here.
Yeah, I mean, Male going with what I call the classic reasonable. You have your colors, you have an early drop, you have a smuggler, you have your no one to hold him in case something dies, and can't really ask for much better. At the same time, Spifferific, they know that Male's deck isn't the fastest around. So hey, they have the time to deploy their Tokus and stock up on their banishes. And those banishes are just going to keep the Shrine to Carver and the Trove of Praxis off the field and away from doing too much damage. So I think Male has to know what's going on here. And Male with the huge 500 IQ heads up play, grabbing that Royal Decree.
Yeah. Royal Decree, transform a non-power card in the enemy hand to a Seek power. Well, we're going to take care of that Tokas first. Let's get that out of here. Tokas can be the bane of your existence if you let that stick around, but Defile going to keep it out. And then, actually, we do have the second power, so we can do both here. That comes in undepleted, so going to be able to fire that off. And let's Royal Decree after this.
So Male has his pick of the litter. Do you take the here's the thing about taking the banishes? They don't just get discarded; they get turned into Seek power. And Male sees the Valiant Guardian in hand. If he takes the banishes, that Valiant Guardian, runs the risk of coming down and giving him a really bad day. So the question is: do you take the Valiant or do you take the banishes? And there's even a case to be made for taking the Sandstorm Titan because Male's hand is looking fairly anemic, and Male goes for the Valiant Guardian.
We got rid of that Valiant Guardian. That becomes a Seek power. But here comes this turn 4 Sandstorm Titan, and something we haven't really seen in a while, but here we are. 5-6 Endurance units can't fly. Well, Male's got a 1-1, a 1-1, and a 1-4, so that's going to stop Male's attacks in his tracks. But here comes a Kindling Carver, and let's get an engine online. This deck is all about engines, so sack it, exhaust it, sack a unit to draw a unit play at this turn. A Gust Rider, so interesting. You probably have to suicide in one of these Grenadin to draw those cards, I would think, but otherwise you just play a vanilla 1-1, which is okay as well. Yeah, close. I think I'd rather see the more cards, but...
So, Male electing to go with the Gust Rider, with raw Gust Rider. Yeah, not what I would have done. I would have...
Raw Gust Rider, yeah.
I would have cashed in the no one to hold him, for something. But I guess Male doesn't like any of his options right now. So,
yeah, notably can't fly either, thanks to that Sandstorm Titan, so no free chip attacks with that.
Nope.
How useful that would have been in the last match we saw, just blocking all those flyers that Gadosuja was chipping away with. But let's get that Carver back. I like the Shadowlands guide to get back your Carvers. That's pretty nice. Howling Peak Smuggler.
So you can't know when to hold them, otherwise you just discard the Smuggler. And if you play the Smuggler, you have to play the banner. And so then
you have to pitch the
no one to hold them. Oh, this is painful.
Yeah, tough play here for Male. I kind of feel like you can also just play it as playing it for a vanilla 2/2 isn't very good, I guess.
No, it isn't.
I mean, it's a free unit for the Carver, so it's not completely dead, but I think you probably just pitch no one to hold him and grab whatever card out of the market. I'm just gonna swap it for a no one to hold him. What? Okay. Interesting. I guess
get the animation to go off.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. Yeah. Your opponent just sees the animation. They don't know, so There you go. Send an agent here. That's going to take care of that Carver. That's going to shut off Male's engine here and going to attack in with the big boy. The big 5/6 deals damage pretty quickly.
Yeah, people that played, in step one, know what's up. And Mail has to go for the triple block, and that's going to get blown out by this
Wow.
bench that Mail has to know is there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Unless
This
Mail is actually intending for this to happen so that he can crawl back. Uh,
Shadowlands guide to get something else. That is good value there. Kroll, get back Shadowlands guide, get back a 1-drop.
so, yeah, this, knowing to hold him, is going to get Kroll for Shadowlands Guide for Kindling Carver, and we're going to, rev the engine again.
Here we go. Okay. Get that Kroll. These nice promo Krolls here. Way to go, Mail. That's going to get the Shadowlands guide back, and the Shadowlands guide's going to get back the Kindling Carver. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. So, worked out well. I think you're right. I think Mail intended that block so that they would start going to the Void here. Ah, that's a nice second copy of Kindling Carver as well. Play it out. Why
Sure,
not?
yeah, there's still that one more banish, so, leave it all on the table, and Spifferific doesn't have sweepers, so just get in there.
Yeah, get in there. And Mail probably actively wants, now that you have a second copy of No One to hold them, let's get your Shadowlands guide to die again as well so you can do the whole thing over again. All right, Grenahen the hit here. That's nice off of that Kindling Carver. Let's get some more action to work with. Renin Drone, there's some fodder for your Carvers. Turn
Yep.
1/1s
Hey,
into cards. I love it. There you go. 2 more pawns for the cause. All right, exploit. Gonna take that no one to hold him.
Yep. So now this banish. Well, now this banish can only pick one of two carvers. So, and you don't want to not deploy your Granger.
Oh, look at
So
that. Kroll off the top. Nice. That's
that's
going to get a
painful,
smuggler
but
back. It's painful, but it actually works really well in this scenario.
because
Allows you to go get
hey,
Shrine to carve it out of the market. Oh, what a hit.
this shrine to carver isn't long for this world though, because Mail knows about this banish.
True. You can still get a big attack this turn, though.
That's true. Are you willing to throw away your shrine just for that one swing? And I
Probably
mean, there's
no. Well, it does force the hand on the banish, though. But you're right. It's from the market, so it's your only shrine, right?
right.
Yeah. Good point. All right, let's go with those attacks. Make some trades, deal some damage. That's going to put Spifferific down to 12, Mail up to 26. Carver away another unit. There's a Kato. It's not up to 12 yet, so we're not quite there, but going to be more fodder for the Carvers, so more cards packed into there. Spifferific, as you mentioned, has the Banish. They also drew another sweet promo in World Bear Behemoth.
And this Kato is now never going off because Guard of Stranger just emptied the void.
Emptied the void. That Kato is down. Decado is down to 0 now. World Bear Behemoth gonna be the play there. Gonna wait on that banish.
Yep. No need to rip it ahead of time.
No reason to rip it ahead of time. Broken contract here. Sacking the Totemite Pup. So lining up a big attack is Mail, but Spifferific, of course, has the banish in hand ready to go.
So are we just
Mail
okay?
isn't terribly far away from hardcasting this Kroll, to be honest with you.
5 is a lot less than 7.
True,
So,
and you got 2 in hand. You got 2 power in hand, drawing more every turn. Not off the table.
okay. So
you heard it here first. This Kroll is getting hardcast this game. Mark it down.
Okay. Let's see if that happens. So this smuggler has to come out. This smuggler absolutely must come out. Unfortunately, Swift Refusal does not actually stop the banish. Mail knows about the banish. Uh,
There goes my
so
chances for that Kroll. It is now in the market.
yep. So Mail is going to force the issue. Spifferific absolutely has to rip his band.
Yep, there's that banish. That's going to take those out. These units are now much more manageable. Going to eat the 4-1. It's going to put Spifferific down to 7, but 7 is far from 0, especially when you got 2 6-power units out. Another copy of Grodov's Stranger as well. Play 2 random sigils from the deck. Put Spiff up to 10 max power.
And then 2 more power from the World Bear if it's
Empty the Void again, but doesn't really do much. That damage was already done.
And oh, look at that Seek power that was a Valiant Guardian.
All right, Strange Burglar here. Triggering these Grodov Strangers, but no sigils.
That's lethal.
Backing in, and that's going to put down to 1. And with the snowball, it's lethal. Yeah, holding on to that snowball. Yeah. Wow, well played by a Mail. Well navigated there. Even with the Shrine to Carve It biting the dust, was still able to get exactly lethal. So well played Mail there to take that one 1-0 over Spifferific.
Yep. Ultimately the one line that I have to put a question mark on was playing the raw Gust Rider instead of onslaughting it. Mm-hmm. Like as LSB says, always loot. So, you know, maybe Mail really valued the 1-1, but I think that was worth it.
All right, well, start of game 2, we've got a bunch of fate triggers here. We've got Broken Contract. Well, that's not going to give us a 4-1. Jotun Hurler is going to give us a free snowball, and Kroll is going to do no damage and do nothing. Kroll, not the greatest in your starting hand, but otherwise a pretty decent hand for Mail. On the other side of things, Spifferific with 2 copies of Grodov Stranger, Devotee of the Sands, Valiant Guardian, and a Time Etchings to go along with 3 power.
So Mail has most of his colors. Still missing Second Shadow for Crow, but generally when you see FPS 3 power and things to do, that's a reasonable keep. And oh, look what just got top decked, the painting.
There's that Second Shadow influence.
Yep, there's a Second Shadow influence. Slam this, slam the Grunahan, pick up your card, be happy.
Thinking about this one, that is going to come in depleted because Mail already has that 2 power. I can deal damage and no one to hold him. But okay, can we get a Jotun Hurler? Okay.
Double snowball the Devotee.
Double snowball. Look at that. Attack in and double snowball. So sacrificing 2 snowballs and a grenadine drone to take out the Devotee, but you can tell how important that ramp is. Mail is sacrificing resource to take it out, but here comes a Tokas, and that one's not quite as easy to deal with.
No, Tokas is going to need to defile. Mail needs to find it quickly. Because, if Spiff sees that Mail is out of responses, then Spiff is just going to say, okay, let me twist up this Tokas.
Yeah, and
really get the ramp.
Kato not really the draw that Mail wanted there.
No, way too early for Kato.
Yeah.
I know Mail swears by 4 copies of this. I'm not sure that's correct anymore.
Honestly, take a look at this hand. Mail has 5 cards in hand, but take a look at what the cards are. It's a Kroll, already done its damage. Jotun Hurler, already done what they needed to do, and then 2 copies of Kato with 1 unit in the void. This hand is terrible.
Yep. Like when you are playing these high synergy decks, they're hanging together with duct tape. So you're just hoping that these turns of air don't last too long.
Well, a Kindling Carver is a way to get out of that. I'll tell you that much. Crucial draw there for Mail. Kindling Carver will be an engine that'll start being able to draw some cards.
It's too little too late, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it might be. Spifferific already at
Yep.
7 power thanks to that Tokas.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Spiff, definitely gonna respect, the oh hey, do you have another no one to hold him for another Jotun hurler? I'll
Yeah.
respect that, easily and keep my +3 power ramp.
Yeah, that Tokas is really important right now. So Feln Banner
Yep.
off the Carver. That'll get Mail up to 4 power, 5 power total. Can play out these Carver, can play out these Katos just as fodder for the Kindling Carver, but they're not going to do much on this board.
No, because here comes Valiant Guardian. 8
Boom.
overwhelm endurance valor.
Whew.
You cannot team block this.
Big boy.
Big boy swing game very quick.
Yeah, that
Get in
overwhelm
there,
matters too. When Valiant
Get
Guardian
in there,
hits the enemy player,
Robosaurus.
play the top 2 cards of your deck, and that means you play them for free. They are going right onto the board when that hits, and the fact that it has Overwhelm and Valor means it's very tough to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Nothing in Mail's hand isn't going to do that. Snowball's not going to take down that big boy.
Yep.
You're far
As
away
the
from
meme
Giants
goes,
off of Kato, too.
yep. As the meme goes, this is where I would play a Valkyrie Enforcer if I had one.
Indeed. Yeah, and I don't think we're having a big draining Valkyrie take this one either. We're far away from that. Snowball
We're
Leaping.
definitely we're definitely far away from that. I don't think Mail even has the Valkyrie, the Silver Blades, and Spifferific doesn't really play a lot of spells.
Yep, exactly. All right, well here comes this Valiant Guardian. Let's attack in and play some things for free, plus a send an agent just for good measure in case anything went wrong. It's Grodov Stranger
All
first.
aboard the pain train.
Big robot attack. Not really much Mail can do. Just going to take 8 on the chin. And Spifferific going to play 2 cards for free. How about an Aurelian Merchant and a second copy of Grodov Stranger? Ouch. Up to 13 power. And gets to go to the market for a Xenon Temple. And gets to cast it this turn.
It's not the 8 damage. That's the big problem. It's the 2 free cards.
it's the toss it in. Pack it up, toss it in. Congratulations to Spifferific for tying that one up 1 game apiece. So we're going to that critical game 3. These are 2 of the best players so far in TNE. Over the last couple seasons, these 2 players have put up serious results. So no slouches either of these fellows. And let's get ready for our game 3.
Yep. So, yeah, Valiant Guardian, what a beast! Like I remember back in step 5 when Heart of the Vault was all the rage before it got nerfed. But I wonder if Valiant Guardian is no, it's not gonna have a bigger presence because it's just harder to cast. Because 8 power is just nuts. But when it gets going, oh boy.
How crucial was that turn when Mail was not able to deal with the Tokas and Spifferific was just able to twist, just completely change the game. The fact when you can twist Tokas and not be in any threat of dying and not be in any threat of your Tokas going down and just being able to ramp up, you're in good shape at that point. The world's your oyster.
Yep. Yeah. As they say, always bolt the bird, and FPS Trove really doesn't run a lot of, 1-for-1 interaction. It's all about that critical mass.
Yeah, speaking of Bolt the Bird, look at Spifferific shifting the Devotee of the Sands to make sure that that's not an open play for Mail. Really valuing that ramp. Aurelian Merchant as well. Let's go to the market. Probably toss away one of the second copy of these merchants. Yeah, and gonna grab a Xenon Temple here. Smuggler the draw for Mail. Mail does have a 3rd power, thanks to that Stone Scar banner. That will also give the 2nd Shadow influence for Krull, but 2 copies of Krull in hand, not exactly when you want to draw Krull.
So that's not the play I would have gone for if I were Mail, because I would have gone for the Carver and eaten one of the Grenadins. Because that way, if I draw power with the Carver, I can play it. Now, if Mail goes and activates Kindling Carver this turn and top decks power, that's a discard. So Mail is indeed not going to go for the Carver play. They're going to go with the Howling Peak Smuggler. I have to imagine a Kroll goes to the market to set up the Kroll Smuggle Juggle down
Yeah.
the stretch.
Ooh, I like Smuggle Juggle. Nice. Hashtag Smuggle Juggle. Copyright Ilya. I like that one. Combust,
Now,
Swift Refusal, Royal Decree, Shrine, and Strange Burglar are the options.
yeah, so there's still a game to play here. I think we go for the Royal Decree first. No, we are going for the Shrine.
Grab that Shrine to carve it. All right, Spifferific does have the 5th power, but it is coming in depleted there, so can't deploy the Xenon Temple. Still another power away from Grodov's Stranger, but they do have Banish up, and they're going to keep that up rather than playing out a second copy of Aurelian Merchant. No one to hold on the draw for Mail. That could be a Krull, it could be a Jotun Hurler. Those are probably the two most likely gets.
So Mail sees the pause. Sees the pause. And out comes Banish on a Smuggler.
We're going to sack it with Display of Menace. So notably, Mail didn't have a 4th power. So if this Smuggler hit the Void, would not be able to know when to hold him, curl it back, because it does not have enough power for that this turn. So instead, going to use the Display of Menace. That's going to sack the Smuggler in response. Going to draw another copy of Display of Menace, and then going to draw a Broken Contract, which is going to get a free unit out there. So that worked out pretty well for Mail. Eat your Banish, draw a couple cards, get a free 4/1.
Okay, so Mail not going for the absolutely hamtastic aggro play, which will be know when to hold him for another Broken Contract.
Well, here comes another copy of No One to Hold 'Em as well. So 2 more No One to Hold 'Ems from Mail, but that Grodov Stranger is a big boy hitting the table for Spifferific. So
Yep.
both players kind of doing what they want to do. We'll see whose plan takes over.
So Mail gonna grab a Kroll. What is he going to know when to Kroll them?
Get that Smuggler back
Okay.
now that they have the 4th power. So getting that Broken Contract not only got you a 4/1, but it also got Mail up to 4 power, which was crucial because it allowed you to know when to hold him back this Howling Peak Smuggler and go to the market again. And we have 1 Krull in the market. So can't quite do the Smuggle Juggle yet, but it's getting there. Mail can set that up for a future turn.
So Garter Stranger really threatening Fatso because if he swings, he gets card advantage. Mail went and got the combust, but
Yep.
yeah, this is going to be. I don't want to say it's inefficient because there's still time to play the Carver.
Yeah, it does the job though. Gets rid of the big threat on board, keeps Mail's board advantage out. Doesn't use a lot of power, so Mail can follow up. Oh, I love this too. Because of the Howling Speak Smuggler, your spells deal +1 damage, which means a 2 damage snowball can take out that Aurelian Merchant. Nicely done, Mail.
And now, Spifferific is running low-ish on resources, but that Xenon Temple can really rebuild.
Not
Exploit is going to come out and see, oh boy, world as your oyster if you're Spifferific. But you have a clean way to grab the Shrine of Carver and send it to the void without ever having to deal with it. And then the Banish can be used for other things. Uh, then again, if the Carver comes out and the display gets held up, then that display essentially, bricks the Banish. I don't like that prospect either.
Yeah,
But at
it's
the
not
same
looking
time,
great.
you know, I do not want Shrine going off ever. If I'm
Yeah.
Spiff, I take the Shrine.
I think you take the Shrine as well, but it's really close. I could see a lot of options there. No, Spiff instead not going to do that. Spiff, I guess if there's any silver lining for Spifferific, they're still at 20. So it's not like they're in threat of dying right here, but instead going to take no one to hold them. Mail going to play out that Kindling Carver.
Play the Kindling Carver. Bait
Gets,
the The
And
banish.
just draws the no one to hold him. That's got to be salt in the wound. You think about that exploit for a good minute or two, finally decide on no one to hold him, and then Mail just rips one off the Kindling Carver. Like, way to go. Gonna get that broken contract. Gonna play out a free 4-1. Moonstone Vanguard. That's a good blocker, but
That's no joke.
it's no
That's
joke.
not a good blocker. That's a great attacker.
It's a great attacker as well. Now with Shrine. With Shrine and with Display of Menace, it can still, Mail can still get all their units through.
Right, but you don't want to deploy the shrine into the bench. But at the
Yeah.
same time, Mail doesn't have any more removal to deal with this Moonstone Vanguard. Like,
Well, I'm
they
just thinking
literally
too,
have
what's
one for
the...
cost 80.
I guess you can't Shrine and Display of Menace and sack this turn. Yeah, you can't do that next. I guess if you drew a power, you could. But gonna fire off the Display of Menace to draw some cards. We've got a Kato and a Kindling Carver, and now a Praxis Trove. That's a good one.
Oh, I like the Trove. You go Trove, you go Kato, and then you get a no one to hold them for another broken contract, which doesn't do anything because Mail likes his Defile.
Well, you got a Kindling Carver first, right?
No, because Kato makes a one cost unit.
Oh, right, the pup. Yeah, the pup is a one cost unit. You're right. There you go. Here comes the one cost pup. Know when to hold him. Gonna get a Jotun Hurler. Draw a snowball off of that. And now that Praxis Trove is up to 2. But Moonstone Vanguard, good attacker, good blocker. 5/5. When it attacks, draw a card. When it blocks, gain 5 health. Also has endurance. Guards a house.
Yeah, when your opponent's trying to go wide, they better have an answer to Moonstone Vanguard because Moonstone Vanguard just completely shuts down any sort of proactive ground. Uh,
Yeah, the one advantage Mail has over that is that Mail's plan is really to go wide. So one blocker, if it's just the Moonstone Vanguard, Mail might be able to set up a scenario to get around it. Unfortunately for Mail, the Banish is still in hand for Spifferific, so this Shrine to Carve It is not going to be long for this world, and Mail can't really bank on that doing lethal. Defile the draw there for turn. That's cost 3 or less, but that Moonstone Vanguard costs 5. A little tough to deal with.
yeah, that Moonstone Vanguard's being a real nuisance.
It's being a pretty good Vanguard. It's doing its job. Namesake job.
Yeah. So Spiff knows there's a Jotun Hurler in hand, so obviously good no block from Spifferific. Gust Rider is going to discard a couple of these fate cards. So wait. Did Mail just discard Kroll and kept a broken contract in hand?
Did keep a broken contract, yep.
Oh, that's a mistake, I think, because you want to save the Kroll for the Kroll Smuggle Juggle.
Mm-hmm. Well, but doesn't Mail already have one in hand and one in the market? Does it need a third one for any reason?
At 6 power, yes. Play.
Yeah, potentially. It didn't happen last game. All right,
because
here comes.
These players are on the that I know that you know. this Shrine Bench stare down.
All right, Strange Burglar. Yeah, there is a pretty clear. I know exactly what you have. You know exactly what I have going on here. You're right. Moonstar Vanguard gonna keep drawing cards, keep dealing damage. Nothing Mail can do about that.
And exploit. So that's gonna be Grove Stranger into exploit. I have to imagine.
Good. Aurelian Merchant here first. Does Spifferific want to toss any of these cards away? You've got a Nash, you've got a Grodaw's Burden. Gonna get Nahid's Choice instead. Okay. Gonna exploit first. See what Spifferific wants to take out of Mail's hand.
So if you grab a Shrine, you are No, you're not at risk of dying to go wide, I think,
Yeah.
because you chump the what's going to be a 5-1, and then you block with the Vanguard, and you gain 5,
You do.
and
And
then you
if
take 3, take 8, so you take 3 overall in the exchange. Hmm.
there's also the Nahid's
I
choice. I wonder if Spifferific's going to play that out. I don't think you'd play it for 2/1/1 cultists, but you could just play it out for 2/1/1 blockers. Yeah, there you go. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be 2/1/1 chump blockers. Just not even chump blockers necessarily can trade with some of these units.
Yep.
Defile going to take care of the merchant, but yeah, chump or blockers here for Spifferific's going to keep Spiff alive. Shadowlands guide the
Yeah.
draw. That's a pretty good draw as well.
Those are those blockers are definitely going to make an impact, especially now that Shrine is gone. So again, Mail has to win this the hard way. So I think what we see is the strange burglar come down and try to get the engine going again.
I wonder
Though,
how much
hey,
direct damage Mail has, because Mail still has the Smuggler, can make the Snowball deal 2, can attack freely with the Gust Rider, can ignore the trigger of the Vanguard if you're just attacking in the air. It's only 3
right,
damage, but theoretically, if Mail's able to you play out Strange Burglar, I'm trying to see if there's any way that Mail can get around it without having to attack into the Vanguard. Not quite. Not this turn, at least. But you could Strange Burglar. Get in some damage. You can sack one of these units. There's some options here for Mail. It's just not quite 8 is the problem.
right. Yep. So Mail gonna say, "Hey, I'm going to draw 3. First, I'm gonna whack you."
Well, let's see now. So this doesn't have charge.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, gonna deal 2 to the Vanguard. So now, all right. So now if the Vanguard blocks, which it has to, well, I guess you can chump. So the Vanguard, if the Vanguard chooses to block, the Vanguard would die in this scenario. But I think Spiff can get away with not blocking with the Vanguard. That's why they have the 1/1s, because you can go block, and take 5.
Yep. Like I think the block take 5 has to be the only line because the Vanguard is what's keeping you in this game. You cannot block. Uh,
Yeah, I agree with that. The
it,
problem, though, is that doing that leaves you pretty dead to the Flyers, because from that point on, Mail can well, you have the Banish, so if you need to, you can get rid of the Flyer, but it does leave you a little dead to the Flyers. But you're right, you can't just sacrifice your Moonstone Vanguard.
right. That's your only board presence. You have to.
Yep. So that's what Spifferific's lining up: is the block, take 5, go to 3. Ooh, and that the Kato Shade is a 2 cost triggered Praxis Trove to get a Defile. But
Well, the
it's gonna
file
get
has no
discarded.
card.
Yeah, no entrance here. All right, Tokos the draw.
So this burglar has to eat the Banish.
Yeah, so banish the burglar, attack with the Moonstorm Vanguard. Let's get a redraw. Xenon Insignia is not going to help, but a Tokos helps. Still vulnerable to the air, though. Display of Menace, that's just game.
That's lethal.
That's just lethal. I said it was lethal to the Flyers. I said you got to watch out. And yeah, it's going to happen. It might not even need it. The second copy Display of Menace. Yeah, look at that. Deal 2 damage. That's just going to be it.
Wow.
Wow.